Hey everyone, welcome back. Very happy to be able to share some of my records with you, some of my purchases that I made. This is kind of a companion piece, companion recording here on the OJCs to a video, actually a stream that I did last week where I talked about my record buying travails and travels in Japan. So I've got well, you can see here, I've got a box of LPs. I'm probably going to go through these pretty quickly because there's too many. I'm going to say there's over 20 of them, maybe close to 25. So I'm going to go through them fairly quickly, and maybe I'll just stop and talk about some of the ones that either I've listened to or that are more significant purchases, whatever. Anyway, so there's kind of three kinds of LPs that I bought. These are all jazz LPs, I should say. But there's three types of LPs that I've found there, and so I've kind of organized them in these three categories. The first category are records that are Japanese versions of mostly kind of hard bop classics. Quite a few of these have been on my want list for a long time. A lot of them, surprisingly, are incredibly difficult to find, at least here in Toronto. In fact, many of them I've never seen. Not just in Toronto, but anywhere else except for when I went to Japan. So that's the first category. The second category is, gotta remind myself, is OJCs. As we all know, that the original jazz classic LPs, particularly the ones pre kind of 1983, have really popped up in price. Anyone that owns these LPs will agree with me that, most of you will, I'm sure, that the quality of the recordings, the sound is incredible for the price. These LPs used to go for around $10, and now in the US and Canada at least, many of them are starting around $25. So I was really excited to find quite a good number of OJCs when I was in Japan. So that's the second category. The third category is this kind of Blue Note or early 70s reissues, jazz reissues. These as well have really popped up in price. Used to be able to find them, again, kind of blue label, the big B or the black B or the white B reissues, Liberty reissues mostly from the early 70s. Used to be able to find those for, again, kind of $20-ish dollars, and now what I'm seeing, I don't know, they're starting around $50. So I don't want to go on and on too much about price, but of course that's one of the main things about going to Japan is they have good prices, right? So obviously there's availability is one thing. Just the inventory, there's so many jazz records out there and things that you will never see in your hometown. And then price. So anyway, let's jump in. Maybe at the end I'll talk a little bit about my my wish list as well, or kind of some things I want to say a little bit about, more general about record collecting. Bill Evans, tons of reissues of Bill Evans. This is what year is this? This is 76. Victor reissue. I haven't had a chance to play that yet. You can still see it's in the, in these. A lot of people don't like these covers, these plastic covers that have a little sticky on the back of them. But nice OB. This one a little bit more expensive. I think it goes for around $50 on Discogs, and I found it for roughly about $25. Okay, so there's Bill Evans. What else we got here? This one unfortunately didn't have an OB, but this one I found for Brown and Roach. I believe that's it's a, what year is that one? Can't remember what year that one. It's a 70s reissue on Nippon Phonograph, excuse me. And again, I haven't had a chance to look at it, so don't want to say too much about this one, but it's been reissued a number of times, but this one I found for about $8. Crazy good price. A lot of people will recognize this Judah Hip classic. In fact, I have the T-shirt that I got from not Muji. What's it? Uniqlo. Has anyone else done that? Uniqlo maybe about a year ago put out a number of classic jazz album T-shirts, and I picked up this one, so it's pretty awesome. This is a Toshiba release from the late 70s, I believe. This one, I paid for about $25 for that one. So no Obi, but looks to be in really great condition. Again, haven't had a chance to play it, so I won't comment too much about this one. This is an OJ. This is an album that has just been re-released, reissued as part of the new OJC series, which sound really absolutely excellent one. Excellent series. The sound quality is amazing. So why did I buy this? I don't know. This has just been on my list forever. This is a Victor reissue from 1970. What's that say? 76. Yep. That's not very good, is it? I can see a little bit of humidity, or a little bit too much of humidity, which tends to be an issue when you collect albums in Japan. No Obi, but again, that was, I think it was about $9. So I'm like, okay, this has been on my list forever. Might as well get that one. Haven't listened to it yet. Again, a lot of these Japanese ones I haven't listened to for whatever reason. No Obi on this one, but beautiful copy of Max Roach's Freedom Now Suite. This was released in the 70s, mid to late 70s. The vinyl here looks absolutely pristine. I don't even think it's been played. This one cost me about $13. I think it usually starts at around $25. But beautiful copy. A little bit of humidity on there, little bit on the bottom, but overall it's in really great shape. I've been definitely on a little bit of a Max Roach kick. Tommy Flanagan, Oversea. Again, it's iconic, absolutely iconic album. Just the piano playing by Flanagan here is just terrific, really uplifting. This is an album that I stream all the time. Should maybe push the Obi over a little bit there. Anyway, what a cover though. Just amazing cover. That's originally on Metronome. Beautiful copy. That one is again late 70s copy, or it could have been early 80s actually. I should have figured that one out. Anyway, this has been on my wish list forever. There were multiple copies at many of the stores. So if you go to Japan and this is on your list, you should be able to find a copy. But I absolutely wanted one with an Obi, so I kind of held out. I paid roughly about $25 for that one. I think online it's going for about $50. A Japanese reissue of this classic, Prestige, The Quest with Mal Waldron, Eric Dolphy, Booker Irvin. I believe this one too has just been reissued. I'm not exactly sure by who. Haven't had a chance to listen to it, but this also has been on my wish list forever. Look at that lineup. Look at that lineup. Nat Adderley, Wes Montgomery sounds absolutely fantastic on this. Bobby Timmons, Percy Heath, Sam Jones. That is a classic lineup. Originally Millstones release. This is a Japanese reissue. I've had a chance to listen to this. This I got for like $8. It is killer. It's absolutely fantastic. Cover, just minty cover. I don't think this has ever been played before. Again, well under $10. Here's my last one. This one I got from Tower Records. This is the first album that I bought actually on my trip in Japan. Freddie Hubbard's Black Angel. Again, a great Obi on this. This is a 1972-73. It's an early 72-73 reissue. And I'm not a huge, what do they call them, completist, but I love Hubbard's early 70s, more funk influenced um, LPs. This one comes near the end, I would say, of that period in Hubbard's career. And this is surprisingly a little bit more free jazzy. So a lot of fun, but it's not as funky as the other ones, but I still love it. It's been on my wish list forever. And so I was very happy. I've played that a couple times. Sounds absolutely beautiful. Picked this one up for roughly about $20. I think again that's going online for twice that. Okay, so that's my Japanese reissues. If you haven't had a chance to check out my video in the live section of the OJC's channel here, go back and play that. Play the video on my trip to Japan. You'll see where I bought these albums. So as I said before, the OJCs plentiful. See them around a lot. Many of them still have the Obies on it. This is an album that I looked at, picked up a copy, an OG copy actually when I was near Manchester. Someone's calling me. I'm not answering that. And it was quite a bit of money. I think they were asking something like £40. I'm like, okay, that's way too much. Also, the Freedom Suite, which is one track on the first side, is absolutely fantastic. It lasts for the whole side. And then the second side is more standards, more poppy, more kind of soundtracky. You know, so Someday I'll Find You, Will You Still Be Mine, Till There Was You, Shadow Waltz. Not exactly my thing, but I love the first track, the Freedom Suite track. This was $8. Cha-ching. Here's another Sonny Rollins that's not too hard to find. Again, one of the small promo stickers. It's Sonny Rollins quartet with Ray Bryant on piano, Max Roach on drums, George Morrow on bass. Again, it's a mixed. It does have some popular tunes on it as well. Sounds really terrific. But again, it was. I think this one's even has a price on it. Actually, you can see that's 1,200 yen, so it's about $9 or $10 US dollars. So I thought, okay, I don't have this one. I'm gonna get it. It wasn't on my wish list, but it was just so cheap that I'm like, okay, whatever. This one has been on my wish list forever. Has been reissued a number of times. Has a number of kind of classics and standards on them, and is a very, very good sounding OJC issue. That here you can see that one's Tower Records as well. I got that for 1350 yen, so that's just over $10 US roughly. In great shape too. Just look at it. Just beautiful, beautiful shape. Okay. Again, that one didn't look like it hadn't been played as well. Absolute mint, both in the cover and the vinyl. Bill Evans quintet here. Why this one has been on my wish list for quite a while. As you can tell, my wish list is substantially shorter now. But the reason why I had this one on my list is because Freddie Hubbard is on it. Of course, playing the trumpet. Percy Heath on bass. Philly Joe Jones on the drums. So as a quintet, you see a lot of trios, of course, with Bill Evans, much less on quintet. And this sounds absolutely terrific. Again, it's a remastered 87 OJC version. That one was a little bit more, I'm going to say, I think that one may have been roughly about $15 to $20. Red Garland's piano. This is also a mix of kind of standards and some originals. This was about $8. This again really difficult, oddly difficult LP to find. At least I've had a hard time finding this one. Sounds absolutely fantastic, and it had an OB. That one I paid $8 for. $8. Okay, and a couple left. Unfortunately, that one didn't have an OB on it. What year did that one come out? I'm not sure what year that was. This is a fabulous, fabulous LP. I bought it, of course, uh, not just because of Jackie McLean, although I'm really moving through a lot of his LPs and picking them up. But look at that great Mal Waldron, Paul Chambers, Philly Joe Jones on the drums, of course. This absolutely cooks. Absolutely cooks. Great, great album. Originally in Prestige, recorded in '56, so very early Jackie McLean material. Sweet Doll, It Could Happen to You, Just for Marty, Sub Blues, Dee's Dilemma, Steeplechase. Fabulous, fabulous LP. Sounds incredible, incredible. Okay. All right. So let's move on quickly to my last section of LPs. These are American LPs that have many of them. I think. Let's see. I think almost all of them actually were on my wish list. This one didn't have a RVG stamp in the dead wax, but it was going for like $7. It's been on my wish list for a long time. I may hold out. I may still be in the market for a stamped version, but I listened to it. It sounds really great. From I believe it's 1973 version on Impulse, and one of my favorite Sonny Rollins albums. So that's actually the third Sonny Rollins albums that I've got on this trip. Pharoah Sanders live at the East. Again, this, I don't know how many times I've picked this up in stores and all over the place. But the prices have just not been great. The price for this was terrific. I'm going to say it was roughly about $45, $40. It wasn't the best deal that I got, but it's still substantially less of what people are asking for it online. Terrific, terrific recording on Impulse, and have played that a number of times already. Of course, Pharoah Sanders, one of my favorites. This, I think, is one of my absolute favorite Jazz Messengers LPs. Again, maybe partly because Freddie Hubbard's on it, but also we got Wayne Shorter there, Cedar Walton, Reggie Workman, Curtis Fuller on the trombone. That is a white Blue Note Blue Note reissue. There is a RVG stamp in the dead wax. I got this one in Osaka. I'm going to say, and I think it was running for, I think I paid roughly about $35, or maybe $35 for that. So substantially less than what you're finding online. And again, it was in excellent condition. No humidity stains on that one at all. And the vinyl was in absolutely fantastic shape. This might have been my favorite album. The find of the trip has it. You can see some humidity stains on it, which is a bit of a bummer. But this is a very hard album to find. It is a late '60s version, and I think it was going for these are it's quite an expensive LP. I think I picked that one up for about $35. Jackie McLean, particularly with a Graken Moncor, the mid '60s. Just the compositions are great. They're almost kind of like weird, like avant-garde soundtracks to kind of strange French movies or something. Speaking of Jackie McLean, so I think I had at least I think this is the third Jackie McLean that I bought. I've listened to this one at least 3 or 4 times. Originally, that is a Blue Note as well. That's a Black Bee Blue Note from the very early '70s, RVG in the dead wax, and this one I picked up for about $30 as well. So there you go. So 3 distinct kinds of LPs. Again, kind of the Japanese reissues. I didn't I did buy a couple Terramassa Hinu LPs as well. They must be downstairs on my turntable. One of my favorite trumpeters. Those are everywhere in Japan. You can get good deals on those. Surprisingly, they're very expensive in the UK and Canada and the United States. But I picked up a couple of his albums for under $10 each. Sound terrific, and again in very, very good shape. But I guess the big takeaway for me from Japan was that I kind of had to readjust my thinking when I got there, because of course I have a wish list. I usually refresh my wish list when I'm going traveling to new places where maybe I'm on a budget or I have a short amount of time. Um, and maybe my wish list is kind of stale. And then I often, kind of will write a list for myself in a little book, or little stickies or something like that, and I'll walk around. And I'll see if there's anything on the list. But I've kind of given up on doing that probably over the last 2-3 years, and I've gone more to kind of going to into stores. I have a better sense as to what I'm collecting too, but I'm also kind of giving myself the freedom to check out the names, to listen to the recordings, to the albums, stream them, on my iPhone in the store. To buy things that maybe are a little cheaper, but I'm just intrigued by. So making it a lot more flexible. But I realized on this trip, and there was a little bit of that I did, but I realized really quickly there was so much stuff there that I've been looking for a long time. But I went back to my wish list, started to write things out, and that's why I'm going to say half of those albums that I just showed you were on my wish list. A lot of them are classic LPs, of course, very well known LPs. But that also kind of does something to your head, right? Where it's just there's the inventory is just huge, so you end up having to make decisions that you never make anywhere else. So it kind of messes with your head. So anyway, I hope I messed with your head a little bit. I know that was quick, but I had a lot to get through. And I wanted to move on to some other topics that I want to cover in the weeks to come. So make sure you hit like down below. Make sure to subscribe if you like the video. Share the video. And I hope to see you all soon. Okay, take care.